Hi, welcome to my video journal. Today is May 10th, 2020. I've been in self-isolation for almost 2 months. Woo! It's been a long time. Anyway, today's topic is marriage. Why or why not? My partner and I have been discussing the idea of getting married. Possibly. When we are able to finally, hold a wedding with both of our families. I've been at my parents' home and he's been by himself. I suspect a part of this newfound interest in marriage is that he's tired of being in the house alone, but it's sweet. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to get married. It seems like a simple question. Do I love my partner? If yes, then of course, get married. I know so many people who get divorced or worse, are stuck in a miserable relationship. I believe our marriage would be good. Our relationship is great. But I imagine most people who get married start off believing that their relationship will succeed where others have failed. I'm not naive enough to think that we're something special. I asked a bunch of people for advice, and I got some conflicting answers. My parents said, marriage is wonderful, but a lot of work. My one friend said, don't do it. That's it. That's all she said. Don't do it. That really freaked me out. My neighbor, who's about 75, she told me that I had to get married if I wanted kids. If I didn't want kids, then it didn't matter, which is an interesting take. I don't know if I want kids. Then is that really a good enough reason to commit my entire life to someone? I don't know. So I'm not satisfied with any of this advice, and I decided to take to history and literature to see what is marriage, and why marriage or why not marriage. I recently read a play by Margaret Cavendish, the Duchess of Newcastle, which was written in 1660. She was, by all accounts, happily married and enjoyed an artistic partnership with her husband. For the times, she was free to do pretty much whatever she wanted. She dressed on the wild side and held these play reading parties with her friends where they would discuss all of these modern ideas. So from this description, you'd think that her plays would really tout the value of marriage, right? No. Here's what one of her characters says about marriage. Put the case I should marry the best of men, if any best there be. So right off the bat, she's not even sure there are men worth marrying. She continues. Yet would a married life have more crosses and sorrows than pleasures, freedoms, or happiness? More crosses and sorrows. This isn't looking good. Nay, to those that are virtuous is a greater restraint than a monastery. So, marrying a virtuous man is worse than living in a monastery. What does that even mean? I mean, I guess she doesn't want to spend all weekend in church and then being told how to be a good wife all day long. That would be annoying. Then she says, and since there is so much folly, vanity, and falsehood in men, why should women trouble and vex themselves for their sake? She is clearly not a fan of marriage. Remember, this is 1660. This is not a feminist from 1979. When you think about the historical life, consider that marriage has always been a bad choice for women. In fact, it's not really been a choice at all. You either get married, or you die in poverty, or somehow you are able to support yourself. Maybe your parents are wealthy, and they fund your life, or maybe you earn money on your own. But in 1660 England, that would really only be a maid, a teacher, a tailor, a shoemaker, an embroiderer, Or if you were inclined to uncommon occupations, you could be a lawyer, a healer, a prostitute. But that's about it. Even if you did any of these jobs, you were certainly going to be paid far less than you deserved, and far, far less than most men, even in the lowest of jobs. Sounds familiar. So suppose a woman in 1660 was not able to make her own living. Then her other choices were to become a nun or get married. So you chose marriage. And then what? Your money, your property, your children, your body, they all now belong to your husband. If he wants to spend all of the money, he can. If he wants to have a mistress and move her into the house, he can. If he wants to lock you in the closet, he can. If he wants to sell your heirlooms from your grandmother for beer money, he can. So I see why even if Margaret Cavendish had a good marriage, she might be inclined to warn other women away from it. Kind of like my friend who said don't do it. She had a really bad experience and she doesn't want anyone else to go through that. From a historical point of view, marriage was not great. And even women who got lucky and had good, kind husbands like Margaret knew it was a bad choice for most women. Has anything changed? I feel like now I definitely have a choice. I mean, I have a good job. I don't need to marry someone for money. I'm not being forced into an arranged marriage. I also have the option to get out of the marriage if the relationship doesn't work out. I think that's a plus on the marriage side. Women are able to file for divorce. Wow. Divorce is a plus. That's depressing. Not sure what to do with that concept. I can't very well go to my partner and say, hey, I've decided we should get married because if it doesn't work out, we can always get a divorce. That's just wrong. Hold on a minute. Let's see. I'm searching the secrets of a happy marriage. Oh, there are thousands of books about how to do this right. Does that one say choose to be attracted to your partner? Can you choose that? Interesting. What does this one say? The secret to a happy marriage: separate bathrooms. Oh my. Here we've got spend time apart, have your own hobbies, give each other space. Don't be afraid to go on separate vacations. Remember that you are a person on your own, not just half of a couple. Most of the modern advice about marriage seems to be stay the hell away from the other person. 1660 till now, that's the best anyone has come up with. From don't get married if you don't have to if you are married, don't spend too much time together. Does not speak well for marriage, does it? Well. Okay then, that gives me a lot to think about. I look forward to your thoughtful comments and advice, and also, how do we feel about a wedding party on Zoom? Yes? No? I'm leaning towards no. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video journal entry where I am going to talk about where to buy toilet paper in town and the best website to order it from. Seems like some people are still having trouble with this, and I have a few good tips. So until then, bye.